Alright guys, we are now live and ready to go. I'm just gonna do a bit of a sound check before we get started. Want to make sure everything is working fine. Let's see, where can I check that? Let's go. Alright. Shouldn't be offline, should be on. Yep, we are going. We are good to go. It's awesome. I love to be going. I also need to keep looking back here to be able to be going. I also need to keep looking back here to be able to be going. Alright, I might hurt you guys for a second. Alright, I might hurt you guys for a second. Alright, I might hurt you guys for a second. Alright, I might hurt you guys for a second. Did that go there? I might hurt you guys for a second. Did that go there? I might hurt you guys for a second. Did that go there? I might hurt you guys for a second. Did that go there? I might hurt you guys for a second. Did that go there? I might hurt you guys for a second. Did that go there? I might hurt you guys for a second. Did that go there? I might hurt you guys for a second. Did that go there? I might hurt you guys for a second. Alright, now there's a bit more sound. Listen to that. Alright, now there's a bit more sound. Listen to that. Alright, now there's a bit more sound. Listen to that. Alright, now there's a bit more sound. Alright, I think I'm gonna keep with that. Alright, I think I'm gonna keep with that. Alright, I think I'm gonna keep with that. Let's get out of there before I drown myself out of my own redundant flipping. That was awkward.
So dude, what's up with it?
Let's silence myself. Let me just hide that altogether. So I'm gonna stick with that. Now on to the show. Wow, that took a lot longer than it had to. Too bad it happened. But now we're here. And I'm changing the format. It used to be learning the league. Now it's building the league. Now we're gonna learn how to use champions from the ground up. Not just get into a game and see how they're used, see how they react. We're gonna still do that. We're still gonna do that. But on top of that, we're gonna learn how to build that champion from before you even get into the game. Before when you're a summoner still, when you don't even have your champion picked, we're gonna take one and we're gonna build him and we're just gonna tell you how to make him. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna keep looking over there because I feel like something's happening. I'm just gonna get that out of my face there. Now I can look at you. Now I can look at you. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a champion, and I'd like to point out that LOL is not lacking for champions in any way. We have, where did they go? Not there. We have a smorgasbord of champions to pick from. And I already know where I'm going to be starting today, but I just like to point out that picking a champion is not difficult at all. You also get to see my lovely web browser and part of my desktop. It's nice, isn't it? So what we're gonna focus on is we're gonna pick a character. We're gonna go through what they are, and then we're gonna build them. We're gonna make them a build. It's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna completely from the ground up. I'm losing my train of thought. I'm losing my words, but you get my point. That's what we're gonna do, and we're actually gonna be using solomid.net. Shout out to them. Those guys are awesome. They're basically a Team Liquid when it comes to League of Legends. If you go over there and you troll, it will hurt you. Don't do that. Don't troll these forums. They're awesome. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And the first thing is first, though, we have to pick a champion to start with. And I believe I was going to start with Nasus, one of my favorites. And if you ever like read a champion guide or used one of this is gonna all look to me very, very similar to you. So you shouldn't be too surprised by what you see. But we're really gonna sit down and really just talk about him. We're gonna talk about Nasus. Look at that. That's a dog. That is a beautiful dog with a beautiful staff, and that is one of my favorites. He's so awesome. More importantly, let's just go for the default background of his classic skin, because that's what most people have. Although I do love this one. I do love the Riot skin, and I can't remember what this one is called, but I know I love it because that's just awesome. Actually, let's just keep with that because it's look at him. That's awesome. You can't not love that man, that dog man thing. And now to title it, Building the... Nope, nope. Building the league. Colon... Oop, there's a capital E there. Building the league Nasus. That's what we're going to be calling it. That's where we're going. And immediately just move on to the rooms. But before we go there, where we are here now, we're going to move over here to this screen and find Nasus here. I don't think you can kind of see it. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, too much. There we go, there we go, that's all we need, right there. You can see that on stream. Yeah, you can see that. Anyway, Nasus is a fighter, a melee fighter with a big focus on lifesteal, because that's his passive, letting him give extra lifesteal to himself. It's something you always want to focus on when you make him, because you just want to take advantage of his passive as much as possible. And building lifesteal is just how that works. With a flat 50, 70, 60, 20 for all his base stats, those are not things you want to mess around with. Yeah, let me just show you how much you don't want to mess around with it. That is how much. That is how much. That. Alright, back in. Now we see we have his health, damage, freaking, I can't remember the word, AP and magic resist. Magic resist and AP, whichever order it is, you get it. With a flat 50 health bonus, 70 attack, 60 magic resist, defense, sorry, not resist, and 20 AP power. It's clear to see where you're going to be. With his AP so low, you're really focusing on his AD, his physical prowess, and just beating things with a stick, and his defensive capabilities, as you can see, with a pretty big start in there. That's really what you want in a fighter, someone who can take a bunch of hits, not necessarily a tanky role, not like Rammus down here. He's a tank, you see he starts with that bonus of 100 health, but Nasus, that's who we're looking at, Nasus. I'm gonna open up him on the wiki. You see I have the wiki and solo mid open at the same time. Yeah, you start to form health bonus, very strong in health, and a bit in ability power just for his Spirit Fire. But now let's go through Nasus's abilities in themselves and how you want to focus on using them. Again, his passive, he will drain his foe's energy, giving him natural lifesteal, scaling 14, 17, 20%. Very good, something you want to focus on, as I've said before already. Now, and here's the ability that you will be spamming all game, because his Siphoning Strike will only get better as you use it. It's a really good Nasus is a really good champion, I find, if you're really trying to learn how to creep farm. That's a really good champion to learn to do, because it's so essential to Nasus that you get last hits. Because, let's see, where is it? Siphoning Strikes permanently gains 3 stack damage whenever it kills an enemy. So whenever you last hit something with this, with your Q, it's only going to get better from there. Yep. And it's doubled if the strike is a champion. Or a big monster or a big minion. So yeah. Something you want to keep in mind, last hitting is so important with Nasus. That's what makes him such a fantastic solo top specifically. That's why he's so fantastic at it, because he farms all the time, and when he gets all that extra stack in, his Q will just wreck things that aren't ready for it. He will just destroy squishy champions for one, and be able to hold his own against tanky damages, because it also have it can't speak, also adds in extra lifesteal, siphoning, there you see. But yeah, lifesteal, siphoning strike. Focus on it. I don't know how more clear I can make that. Yes, these two things. Can you see it in my face? These two things right there. Those two things. You want them. Come on, get it. Those two things. 2. It's not 4. That's 4. This is 2. Next ability, his W, excuse me, Wither, will on target opponent slow the movement and attack speed by 35%, and increases. It continually slows them farther, and that's just fantastic. It's a really good chaser item, and it's just something to put in extra points in. We'll decide all the ability orders and stuff later, but right now I just want to go through the abilities and what they are, and you have to be familiar with them. Spirit Fire. His E, this is where all his AP comes in, and I mean all of it. This is the only thing you want to focus on if you're going AP, really. A big AoE will kind of big. It's noticeably larger than some things. That's how big it is. It's worth noting that it has a size. It's not small. We'll just call it not small. We don't want to call it huge or big. It's not small. And he, big AoE that will continually cause damage to people for 5 seconds. Magic damage for each second. And it reduces their armors. So it's a really good one as a great method for creep farming. Not necessarily killing them, because you want to kill everything with your Siphoning Strike and getting your last hits with that. But you can get them all low, and then since it will continually lower their armor, it's something you can just go in and clean them up later, because then all your creeps in that area will be low, and you can just Siphoning Strike, Siphoning Strike, last hit and all the fun. You're doing good by that point. That's all you want to focus on that. It's not really, it's a kind of a good zoning item as well, because people don't want to be traveling that, because then it lowers their armor. So you can always focus on using it for that kind of thing as well. Finally, we get to his ultimate, his R, the Fury of Sands. This is one of my favorite ultimates in the game. One, because it almost makes Nasus unbeatable 1v1 when you activate it. You just can't really compete with him on this scale if you have that go in. So it's a wonderful thing to have on your disposal at as soon as you can get it. So obviously level 6, 11, 18, 16, excuse me. Perfect choices. That's all it is. Nasus will summon a sandstorm to empower himself. 15 seconds, gain bonus health, 50 bonus attack range, and 100 bonus cast range. He basically becomes huge. A giant. And then there's a giant storm around him that destroys things that are near it. They'll just take damage based on their health, which is awesome because it helps wither away things. He's about that. He's about withering away things and constantly beating on them until they can't handle it anymore. He also converts 6% of his damage done by the sandstorm to bonus attack damage for himself. So I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, what more could you want from him? So you really want, that's really a situational item. Normally it's fine to use 1v1 or when you're being caught out, but it's perfect in a team fight when you've already had the enemy engaged, you have the enemy team, because your storm will continually lower their defenses, so your team can start to pick them up, and it's something you want to focus on, is putting that on during a big team fight when they're all engaged. So you can get the most effects out of all of it for realsies. For realsies. Bump. You saw that, right? Yep. That happened. Let's get that out of the way, too. Whoa, over here. Sir. That should have already been open, but it wasn't. That confused me. Well, now that we've gone through Nasus and what he's all about and how to do his abilities, let's actually go back over to the guide editor. Fantastic. And starting with runes, we're gonna words. We all got them. We all need to learn how to use them. Take an English class, motherfuckers. Now we just have all of them displayed right now. We can go through. We got everything we need: quintessences, glyphs, seals, marks, all the great things you need. And for Nasus, there's a couple things you want to focus on. Gotta bring me back up. I am back up, right? I set up my own hotkeys and I still don't know what they all are. There we is. There we is. That's a beautiful choice of words there. Regardless, with Nasus, he's, as I said before, a lot about hitting things with his stick. I can't stress that enough. You want to hit things. With life stealing, AD, just hit things. 2 things. Remember, you hit it. And you hit it again. That's all you're about. Attack speed and what more later on, but right now, just hit it. So, what you want there is you can go with an attack speed. I think we're probably going to be focusing on armor penetration and critical damage in this for his, maybe just armor penetration right now for his marks. You just want a bunch of those. I would recommend just flat armor penetration marks. I can't remember 10, excuse me. 10? No. 19. Yeah, no, 9. Why did I say 19? I meant 9. I don't know how to count. It's okay. I don't know what that button does. Oh, no, it subtracts things. Don't do that. So yeah, flat armor penetration marks. Yes, marks. I was right about that. Now we're going to get down to the seals. Seals are a bit different. Seals are a bit more in the